Okay, peeps, today we're going to do a book pricing video because lots of you have some sort of a mental cut-off as to how much you want to spend on a book, and it doesn't seem to take into consideration the size and quality of the book. And when I put mine against those, there's a lot more paper, a lot more expense, a lot more packaging involved in this book. And to be quite frank, there's a great deal more information in it, even compared to the awesome Marcus Aurelius, which basically is like telling a person how to tie their shoelaces. Tie your shoelaces in a specific way, and so they don't come undone, and so your laces aren't flapping, and so you might trip over them. One of the things in the Marcus Aurelius classic was that he was appealing to people to be a bit more mindful about their body odour, because really it can be quite offensive. I mean, granted, this is 2,000 years ago in hot, sunny Greece, but people hold this in high regard. And, many people have quoted, the great Thomas Aurelius. When I read that book, I don't know, probably 10 years ago now, and because it was mentioned so many times, I thought, well, it's about time I read it again. I don't know whether I've missed something. Sounds like everyone's like, oh, Thomas Aurelius, oh, it's amazing. And I'm like, well, did I fucking miss something? So the second time round, I'm like, oh, fucking hell, right, okay. No, I didn't miss anything. And so I don't know what all the fuss is about, but having read that the second time, I made up my mind that it's time to write a new Bible for the public. If the people are thinking that that's their Bible, something needs to change. Body odour, really? The equivalent to tying your shoelaces. You're being kind to people, what you put out there comes back. We could read Matthew, Mark or Luke to get that. Okay, so anyway, I've dissed Marcus Aurelius enough. Let me diss somebody else now, shall I? David Icke. This book is £15 in the UK. It's a fraction of the weight. The quality is, I don't even want to hold it. I hated reading it. Ugh. The paper is sugar paper. It makes me go, it makes me shiver. This thick, and the smell of it, is vile. But just how it's written and everything. It's for the mass muppet, basically. But 15 quid, £10 less than mine, but it's only got 1/10. If even that of the knowledge. Basically, it's like picking from, he's got 20 books out there, so he's picked from this, that and the other, and there's maybe a couple of lines of something that he's working on now, new. But this book here, Icke bought this in recent times. It's got a quality feel to it, a little bit heavy, but at the end of the day, people, it's a quarter of the size. A quarter. And so what one was this retailing for? This one was £17, 17 US, sorry. So that's probably about, I don't know, 11 or 12 pounds. But 4 times that, then you've got 42 pounds, not 26. And so again, it makes mine very good value for money. These books here, they're nice quality, well, they're not hardback, okay. And inside, quality paper, nice layout and everything like that, quality book. Julius Evella, a renowned intellectual of high esteem. But what you would read in these you will hear nothing different to what I've said in my book in lots of instances, and most certainly if you've been watching my videos over the years, then people have said to me, your videos sound like Julius Evella's stuff. And you know, recently I just got involved with this stuff, and I'm going like, yeah, basically that could have been me. I think he died in 76, so it can't be my reincarnation, or I can't be his. But this stuff, renowned as being great, I've said the same for many years, and it's not like I read him even before. It's just some of us, we just intuitively know, we have a perspective and we don't mind saying it. And this guy didn't mind saying it. He's reputed to be far right or even fascist because he was a supporter of some of the policies of the National Socialist Party in their day. Right, Maps of Meaning. Jordan Peterson. This one's £30. £30 or £26. Now, some of you may say, yeah, well, that's the great Jordan Peterson. And I'm going to go, well, I have only managed to read that much before I couldn't go on. I'm going to bite the bullet. I will finish the book, but so far it's tedious, it's boring, it's like watching paint dry, and most of it is irrelevant to the vast majority of people. Now, you know, when he came to fame, he was making all of his videos to young adults. I mean, look, he was a psychoanalyst, a practicing one for about 25 years, dealing with people, but he was a university lecturer, a professor at university, and so he was dealing with kids, basically, and all his talks were to kids, you know, stand up with a straight back, clean up your room, you know, that sort of low level stuff. And people would say, don't you think that's a bit low level? And he'd say, well, you know, start level, start at the bottom, and then you can work your way up. So this is going on about the neuroscience and this statistic and that statistic, and honest to goodness, you know, he's lost his market. I don't think he was concentrating on what his market's going to be, because it most certainly isn't the youth of today. It most certainly isn't young men that just want a bit of guidance. This is deep and esoteric and it's scientific, and if you're writing this for scientists who, you know, neuroscientists and this, that and the other, it might be a little bit interesting, but this I would almost bin. I've not finished it, so I won't judge it just yet, but you know, I'm speaking emotively about this because I haven't been impressed by any shape or form. This one here, you know, again, it's a quality book. It's got lots of pictures in it, and this one was retailing the retail price on this one, £17, and I've owned this book for about 5 years, I think, so maybe it's £20. But you see what I'm getting at, people. This book is quality paper, it's quality bound. You can bend it in all shapes and forms, and you're not going to get the pages splitting out like in, you know, a few of the books that I'm reading today. Most unsatisfying. By the time you bend the spine, then all of the pages burst out because they're not stitched. This one's stitched. You can see the stitching in it. Some of them are just glued, yeah? So it's a quality bound book. And you know, this is a spiritual journey, and if you get involved with this spiritual journey of this guy and ask yourself, you know, is that similar to my life? Will it be similar to my life? What can I glean from this? You can glean an enormous amount of stuff from that, which will help you in your life. So anybody that's like, oh, it's very expensive. One person said, extortionately so. Extortionately so, really? And I said, you better fucking step up your game, dude. You know, because if you think £26 for a book of that magnitude, not only of the magnitude in size, but the magnitude of subject matter which it's got in here, and you know, in relation to who I'm quoting, who I'm speaking about, I'm talking about the greats from over 2,000 years. And so all I'm saying is you got to wake up, people. I don't think, even though I've spoken about it, I'm not penetrating some of you, am I? Some of you will just not be penetrated. It's kind of like, you know, you've got this armour all around you of your own, I don't know, whatever you think you know, and I don't need that, and I don't need this, you know, you'd be surprised if you just opened up your minds and hearts. You'd be very shocked to realise that you don't in actual fact know anything at all. Fucking nothing. You know, even what I've been doing for all these years, I ask myself, do I actually know anything about this world? I conclude, no, I don't. I don't know nothing about it. It's still a mystery. It's an unfathomable mystery. And, you know, all we can do is put down our experience like many other people have done. And, you know, you'll make of it what you will. You know, and as to the market, you know, David Icke's The Dream, well, whoever's going to be reading that book would never be picking up my book. They just simply wouldn't. People reading Mark Stavish's egregores, I do, you know, quite a lot. I give quite a lot of space to Mark Stavish's egregores, because the egregore is a very, very important facet of what it is to be a human being, our human psyche. And then Julius Evella, you know, basically it's my speak in any case. But it's kind of like, you know, a lot of political stuff and firm opinions about this and that. And I do have very firm opinions, but they're not about politics in this book. They're about religion and spirituality. And so, all I can say is that some of you may want to think again. This is 1.5 kilos. If you hit somebody with this, you'd probably kill them. I'm not suggesting that that would be a good tool to get rid of your neighbour with, or someone like that, but it's possible. And so... yeah, you know, the £20 limit, and I'm just like, well, where do you apply this to anything else? Do you apply it when you're going out for a meal? No, you know, you go to a restaurant, you're looking at £100 a head, and you come out, what have you got the next morning? A shit. You've paid £100 for a shit. You know, you pay £25 for this. It's something to contemplate, like Marcus Aurelius's Bible. You contemplate this Bible for the rest of your lives. It's 14 years of my life that's gone into this, people. You know, and I'm not fucking throwing it away. I could reduce the price, and you know, I could make it completely unworth my while and only worth your while. But what are you to me? What are you to me? You know. You're prey, or no, what are you doing? You're pilfering my wisdom on a daily basis, and barely a single one of you have ever supported me or the channel. You know, what are you to me? What am I going to do? Throw my life away? You know, live my life for you, and, you know, reduce the price so I don't take a single pound of profit out of it at all? No, I'm not going to do that. What I'm saying is I'm shaking you up. Wake the fuck up. That's what I'm saying. Go the extra mile, the extra £6 or $6. Really fucking live. And... you know, see if you regret it. And if you regret it, then you can write me horrible letters and you can do a horrible review. But I'm telling you now, within 700 pages, this is going to grip you to the core. And you're only going to be singing praises from what you learned from this book. Because it is a book on life, people. It's a book on spirit. It's a book on consciousness. It's a book on what it is to be a human being. That's what's in there, drawing from all the greats around the world, which have said things which are in line with my perspective. And so, raise your game. Raise your game. It's 2024. Raise your game.